third episode of Gen Why Not by Women Deliver and Al Jazeera. I am actually sitting at my desk today. We are feng shuiing our set, so it's just me and the young leader and you and your questions. So if you want to hang out or you're joining us a little bit later on Facebook Live, we would love to hear you. This is the third in our episode, talking to young leaders who are part of the Women Deliver program. So I have to say hello to Dr. Joannie Bewa. She is a doctor. She is an advocate. She is an activist. What other adjective can I use to describe you, Dr. Joannie?
No, I think you described me so well. I have my multiple lives as a young professional, as a physician, as a global advocate, as a woman, as a sister, as a friend, as a scientist, and a public health researcher. So you did it so well.
I appreciate that. You know what, I wondered what it must be like. I haven't experienced this, but what is it like to save a life?
Wow. It is the best thing ever that you can do in your life because you feel like you have this power to contribute to something meaningful. You feel like you can bring happiness in a family. You feel like you can stop the barrier of a disease or death. And I think this is the best magical happiness reward that you can ever have as a physician.
Can you tell us one time when that happened to you and take us through that story? Because I think so few of us have that opportunity to know that if we hadn't have done this action, that person would not be alive right now. Tell us one story.
Oh yeah, definitely. I remember when I was the first time I delivered a baby was in 2011 when I was doing my training, and it was a natural delivery. But it happened that the lady, the mother, had some complications. So we, with the team of gynecologists and midwives, really had it to speed up and make sure that the baby can be, can be healthy, and also we can save the mother's life. And I think it was really the first time that I was kind of very exposed to almost losing a patient. I would say almost losing two patients because the mother and the baby. But luckily, we had a very committed and passionate professional physician, gynecologist, midwife, and nurses, and we made our possible to stop the hemorrhage that the lady was having, and the baby and the mother were healthy and so happy.
That is a perfect story for International Day of the Midwife. Well done. I am thinking about your home country, Benin. And you're based right now in Florida, you're studying, and people ask you a lot about Benin. What do they ask you?
Oh, definitely. People ask a lot about Benin. As you know, I left my country last year to study public health here and also to work as a public health researcher because I've been awarded a Fulbright scholarship. So I'm very grateful to get the skills and come back in my country and in Africa to change the health system. When they ask me about Benin, I used to say that I'm from the most beautiful country on earth. I used to tell people that we are located in West Africa, that we speak French, we also even have our native language, which is our country. I used to tell people that we are very politically people, that our political capital is Cotonou, is Cotonou. And I used to tell them that we have a museum, we have Atlantic Ocean that border our country, and very nice cultural places. As you may know, we were formerly a kingdom, Dahomey, and we became Dahomey, and now we are Benin. So it's a beautiful place to visit with, I mean, such great people, such a friendly people, such a wonderful country to stay in.
What made me laugh when I first asked you about Benin was that you said you get asked all the time. People don't even know where Benin is. And so now instead of doing that lovely little sort of introduction to Benin or 101 Benin, you actually just send people a link which is the link that we just shared with everybody right now as you were talking, because that actually tells people a lot about what Benin looks like, where it is in West Africa, maybe bust some of their preconceptions about what it's like. But I want to get into this more nitty-gritty of growing up in Benin, studying there as a young medical female professional. I know that there were challenges. What was the biggest?
Well, I may say that I am lucky to be educated by parents who definitely 100% believe in the power of education. I am the older girl of two girls, and my parents always taught us determination, being passionate for what we are doing, and being able to serve our community. Of course, studying medicine was really competitive to even get it in, but I was really striving for excellence, and for me, it was easy to get in
So,
medical
Dr.
school.
Joannie, see, I'm thinking here, are you smart or are you a hard worker? Or is it a little bit of both?
Oh, I think, to be honest, I think I'm
Yeah.
both, but I'm
Oh,
just
okay.
very,
I like that. Humble bragging.
oh yeah, sure. I'm very humble at the same time,
Mhm.
but I think, to be honest, I work hard when I have to work, and I try to find the most intelligent and smart way to get to the result.
All right, so Dr. Joannie is the Women Deliver Young Leader for our Gen Y Not conversation today. If you're watching online, you can actually send us a tweet. You can message us via Hangout. If you're watching on Facebook Live, you can send us a question via Facebook Live. If I get it in time, I will put it to Dr. Joannie. I didn't want to do this list because I think it's an incredible list. I want you to pick out, I'm going to give you about 30 seconds, pick out the honors, the awards, the accolades that you have received over the years, bearing in mind that you were one of Forbes' top picks for top Africans under the age of 30. So I'm going to say go and give you 30 seconds. Go.
So you
Rule them
want to
up.
talk about, you want to talk me, you want
Just a
me to,
list. Awards,
oh,
certificates, fellowships. Go.
oh, wow, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
So
what I was thinking.
that's a lot, but I think more recently being elected as a lifetime member of the Phi Kappa Phi Honor Society, um, getting the Global Achievement Award from the University of South Florida, getting a Fulbright scholarship, receiving at the top 10 outstanding young people award by GCI in my country,
Mhm.
um, receiving a recognition as one of the top 30 under 30 by Forbes Africa magazine, um, being nominated for the UN Envoy um, for Special Education, I mean, Youth Award Coverage in 2013. And more recently, I have been nominated for the position of the UN Secretary General Special Envoy on Youth. And I really hope and I really wish that I will be selected for this position. And I have very ambitious program and project to involve young people and make sure that the participation is really holistic in UN system and across state.
Was
So
that
that,
you doing a little bit of a campaign speech there, I feel?
oh
What?
no, I'm the
Yes. Unfair advantage. Why is your head not this big? Why can we even see it on the Google Hangout right now? Because it's accolade after accolade after accolade. What do you do when you're thinking about the next thing that you want to do? What drives you?
I think about women who don't have access to education. I
Mm.
think about mother who dies every day while giving birth. I think about newborn who die before their seventh day of birthday. I think about girls who do not have any role model or mentor and who lack model. And I say, I want to give the best of myself for myself first, for my community, but also to inspire other people. Doing that, I am also inspired by other outstanding women and men in the world who are achieving a great work. So my motivation is to look around and see people needs model to see challenges around my country, my continent,
Mm.
and willing to contribute the most as I can to build a better country, a better community.
I saw a few months ago a headline that said that if you have a female doctor, you will live longer, you will do better, you will thrive better. I loved it because I like female doctors. I always have one if I possibly can help it. And when you saw that, what did you think?
Well, I think I tried to make an analogy with a mother while providing care. You know that mother are very sensitive, they are very emotionally present, they are very efficient. And I am not undermining the skills of male doctor because I have very outstanding male doctor who are my colleague that I do respect and that I appreciate a lot. But I do also have women doctors who are my colleague and who are very, very brilliant and doing a lot of great things. So I think maybe it's definitely related to the skills, but also to the emotional presence and emotional intelligence that women may have.
See, I get that. That makes total sense to me. But even so, I know that you have faced sexism and discrimination. Tell me about that.
Yeah,
How do
it
tell me
does
about it?
happen.
Give us an example because we don't want to just celebrate you. We want to celebrate your ability to overcome obstacles. So I want to hear about what it is when people see you young and brilliant and accomplished, what irritates them
It
about you.
takes to know what you want to achieve. It
Mm.
takes to make sacrifices.
Yes,
Yes.
Joannie, I love this. I love this. I love this. I love this. It's very positive. I want to hear the sexism. Tell me about that.
Okay, so it may happen sometime that because you are young or you are accomplished, people may think that you are not able to do something just
Not
because you are young.
sometime, Joanie, Dr. Joanie, not sometime. The time when. Now, you don't have to name names.
Okay,
I'm
I
okay about
remember
that.
in
Take us into your
Zoom.
life. Yeah,
You want specific details? I'm going to give you
of
specific
course.
details.
Go for it.
It happened to me once that I was running for an election, an elected position, and my contestant or my opponent is one of the brilliant men that I ever met.
Mhm.
But a bit older, I may say older than I am. And we were at the final stage of the election, and as the president of a very, very important constituency. So he advised me to give up because I may have more time to compete in the next coming years and I should let him win right now. So I told him that I do really appreciate you, but if I do that, I won't be able to look at myself in the glass anymore. And I keep going and I keep contesting, and finally I was selected and I run that group for a year. So for me, it was very surprising to see someone advising me to give up for a position that I was really fighting for because I do believe
Mm.
in the change that I may bring. So it do happen a lot. This is just one example, but you may face many examples where people believe that you may not be efficient because you're young, because you are a woman, and maybe because you are African, which is totally not true.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
It depends on your background. It depends on the way you invest in your education. It depends on the inspiration and the motivation that you do have. And your color, your age, your sex, your gender do not define who you are.
Ooh, I can hear everybody standing up by their laptops going, yes, I love that. I want to show our audience a image from an NGO that you founded. And this is the Young Beninese Leaders organization. And you founded it when you were 19 or were you 20 years old?
Yeah, I found it when I was 20 years old.
Yeah.
And but before that, I was volunteering in other youth constituency, and it helped me to learn how to manage an organization, how to set up action plan, how to set up a vision and a goal, and how to fundraise as well. So when I founded that organization, other other young people in my country who
Mm.
were also passionate, we decided to focus on health as one component, entrepreneurship and leadership as a second component, and have girls and women empowerment as a very strong vital campaign. So since the inception of our organization that I'm currently the executive director, we set up a program called the Reproductive campaign on HIV/AIDS.
Yeah.
We've started more than 10,000 young people since the beginning on sexual and reproductive health, HIV/AIDS. We use drama, we use soccer, we use journalist skills, we use essay writing, we use literature contest, we use the power of media, the power of social media to engage young people, to let them talk about sexual reproductive health, family
Yeah.
planning, HIV/AIDS, and to know that they have the right to decide for the sexuality.
All right.
We also led a campaign that is called the Women Empowerment Campaign, and this campaign was supported by the First Lady, the former First Lady Michelle Obama.
Oh, I've got a picture of that campaign. It's lovely. So let's get rid of this Young Beninese Leaders Association, which is a very attractive, striking campaign that you did there back in 2013. And there's a picture of you surrounded by kids, and it's so joyful and happy. And there's you in a black and white outfit, and the kids are around you. Can you remember that day? What was going on that day?
I do remember. I actually, we were doing a campaign in the northern part of Benin, and we targeted very vulnerable high school girls to talk about leadership and also to talk about sexual and reproductive health. And at the end, they were so curious, they were so happy, and I just asked them who wants to become a doctor, and all of them were just shouting like they were happy. And for me, it's kind of a very joyful moment that I will never forget in my life.
What do you think the difference is that you make to younger people when they see you and you're a doctor and they see you traveling around the world and speaking and studying and being nominated? Those kids that are standing around you there, what do you think you've done to help them? Or are they helping you?
Oh, definitely. I think it's I do believe in the power of mentoring. And even myself, even if I do have mentors, I also do have mentees that I right now coach, that I right now discuss with, that I right now provide advices to. And I remain available to anyone or any younger people who wants to share experience with me, but who also want to learn from my challenge or learn from my success and learn from my motivation. I strongly believe in the power of mentoring, and I'm very happy that my mentees providing me a lot of joy because of their success.
I am trying to think of what it would be like to be your mentor. And who would be the person that would mentor you? Tell us about your mentor.
Okay.
Because they've retired. I'm just going to tell everybody, Dr. Joannie's mentor has retired from mentoring her now.
Yes.
But if you've been listening to the last few minutes of this conversation, you've probably worked out why. It's like, I have no more to give you. I'm gone. Um, tell me about that relationship that you had with your mentor.
Yeah, so I met my mentor in 2010,
Uh-huh.
and at that time I was really passionate about doing community work. You can see the fire in my eyes, etc. And he gave me a lot of advices, shared experiences with me, coached me, supported my mistakes, giving me kind of guidance.
All right.
And after
You,
that,
yeah.
yes, yeah. And
Okay.
after that, I had a chance through him to have another mentor who is a woman who is very strong as well. So these people had a very positive impact in my life.
Tell me about when your mentor supported you in your mistakes. I'm always scared to ask a doctor about mistakes because that could be quite a big one. We trust you with so much of our health and well-being. What's a mistake where you're thinking, oh, why did I do that? But yet you learn so much.
Oh yeah. Um, One mistake that I can think about is about managing people,
Mm.
managing people and trying to consider people expectations, knowing that people expectations may be different. So I think I made few mistakes in managing that and working in advancing that. But right now, the person that I become is stronger enough to manage a team, to lead an online a team, which I'm doing right now, working on different projects. I'm managing my team from the US back home and in different countries. And I think that I really learned from that mistake.
There's a picture I want to show, which is with you. I think you're teaching here. You've got a black outfit on, looking very smart, and you're looking at the female reproductive organs, I think. And sexual reproductive health is a theme that's running throughout Women Deliver Young Leaders. So many of them, as well as the different kind of activism they talk about, so many of them think that sexual reproductive health and rights is so critical in lots of different parts of the world. I'm thinking of one particular story which made you really passionate about why this is part of your activism. And this is a story about your best friend and what happened when you were both young. It's a painful story, but would you mind sharing it with us?
Oh yeah, sure. So actually, my passion for sexual reproductive health come from my teenage age, where my best friend in secondary school died after the complication of an abortion, and then she never came back to school, and her seat stayed empty for the whole year. And I think this is something that you'll keep in your mind, and it kind of shape the person that you become. It kind of shape the habit that you have, and it kind of shape the kind of feed that you deliver to people. So yes, longing was my friend, and I think that I used to share her story to teach young people that if you decide to have sexual intercourse with people, you can make a choice to protect yourself. If you don't decide to do it, you wait as much as possible to have sexual intercourse. But there are options, and you have to know those options. And when I teach about sexual and reproductive health, I teach about anatomy because teen boys and teen girls do not necessarily know about how the body is, how the body functions. They don't understand how they can get some disease or some infection. They don't understand that a simple contact between genital or organ can get them to have infection. They don't understand at-risk behavior. So I do try to teach as much as I can of a comprehensive way on male and female sexual anatomy, but also talking about pleasure, talking about understanding your feelings, talking about negotiating consent, talking about taking power as a woman or as a man.
I am curious about what kind of leader you think you are. I think by this stage in our conversation, I think most people would just, of course, clearly see you are a leader. But how would you describe your leadership style?
Wow, this is a great question, Femi. Um, I may say that I am the person who wants to get results. So what drives me the most is how can I get results and improve even if it is the least possible this situation or this issue in the community. But at the same time, I also try to get more opinion around me because I believe in the fact that if you engage people by taking their opinion at the beginning, you may also have them as a reputation. I'm very passionate about serving the community, and you may have noticed that earlier, despite my busy schedule as a medical student and as a physician, I still find the time to be an advocate, to be a researcher, to be a public health professional. So I'm very passionate about how little can I change the life of this community? How many lives can I save by getting the right information? And I think this is the most important.
See, when I spoke to you originally, I had to just acknowledge that who is this woman? She's incredible at any age. And to be 30 and for 30 to be some way off, I'm almost speechless. If I could be speechless, I would be. But you said, no, I haven't done anything yet. I need to save 1 billion lives. Then I've done something. Where do you set the bar for you when you're already a high achiever? Where is your high bar?
There is no high bar. Even the sky is not a high bar. Yeah.
Go.
So I think.
Okay. I'm just going to throw myself off a bridge now. I'm so worthless.
Well, I just believe that, and there is a quote that I personally like: when your dream will not scare you, then you are not dreaming. At the same time, I am very realistic person. At the same time, because I know that I can do anything I may want to do, but if I want to be efficient, I may need to plan strategically. So at the same time, I do not have any, bar or limit. Even the sky is not the limit at all. But then I remain realistic and I take account of the context in which I put it. So,
All right, so Dr. Joannie, people are watching this and I'm sure they're as you're talking, but I want to burst your bubble just a little bit, just so that you can be like the rest of us, because I happen to know that one of your worst habits is that you are a procrastinator. With all of the things that you have on your plate, you just leave stuff to the last minute. You don't get it done, you procrastinate. I totally can relate to that. And I asked you, what do you do about it? And here is what you do about it. What are we looking at right here? What's going on?
So I may say that I was a procrastinator,
Yes.
and
Until
I'm declared procrastination free. Yes.
you have cured procrastination,
yes,
doctor.
I have.
That should get a Nobel Prize.
No, Chen. Yeah, but I think that as a leader, you have to make sure that when you make a commitment, you deliver on time. But it's especially hard when you have anything in your plate.
All right, let's cut to the practical here. How did you cure your procrastination or your ability to put things off with this board? This is from March. So what did you do? And you have more than one board. We're showing one right now.
So
You have more than one.
I decided to have two boards in my room,
Yes.
but at the same time, I also have an online agenda, as everyone has, that I put everything that I'm doing. But since I'm a very visual person,
yes.
I use the board to write things. And so every week when I'm done, every week I just clean the board so that it not look like it's too heavy. So after each week I clean, but I put things that I feel that this is the must do for today, or this is the must do for this week. And I can visualize things that I must do. And it's kind of funny when you see that, oh, this is the picture of what I have to do. Like on the second page, it is the schedule of the whole summer.
Whoa.
It's, the big board is for the whole summer. So basically it's about planning ahead, but also having a visual of what you're planning ahead, beside of using, of course, an electronic agenda, which I do.
Well, congratulations, Dr. Joannie. You have found the cure for procrastination. We all need a couple of boards and then we're cured. I am going to leave our audience with one last picture. And this is from International Women's Day. And this is used next to Prime Minister Justin Trudeau in Canada. And this is you where I feel that in terms of where you've gone from a little girl in Benin who studied really hard, has a high bar where the sky is not the limit. You can go on beyond that. And now you're sitting at international events as an expert. And Prime Minister Trudeau, I noticed at the end of this panel, he came over to speak to you to ask about what you could help him with and help him understand. For people who are watching this and are thinking, how do I be like Dr. Joannie? How can I use this half hour as her mentoring me? What is the last thing that you want to say?
Well, something very important and amazing that happened, as you said, in March was to contribute to the dialogue with Prime Minister Trudeau and the government. But I think one thing is to have to develop concrete skills, which I try to do and which I'm still doing. I never stop learning. Is also to learn from other people's perspective and learn about their success story. And after the session that we have with the Prime Minister, we also had some working sessions where we advised the government on this is our perception on success story of best practices in terms of improving management environment, in terms of investing in humanitarian and fragile settings, in terms of facilitating access to sexual and reproductive health. So I think basically it's about sharing what you know. It's
Mhm.
about learning from what other people are doing, but also it's about self-criticizing yourself and identifying what are your weakness, on what are you not delivering right, and trying to build this weakness and turn it into a strength.
Dr. Joannie, what is on the board, your whiteboard, your magic board for today?
Today, okay, so I planned a trip because
So
I
you've got a
just
trip?
submitted
Okay.
I just submitted my last paper
Uh-huh.
yesterday, 11:59 p.m.
Right.
Uh, but finally, the trip will be postponed to next week. So I will
Okay.
maybe be turning around Florida and looking at some nice beach, some nice places, which I
Oh,
never have
relaxation.
to.
The doctor
Oh,
does
yes.
relax. Very nice.
Completely. I do have my fun time. I do have my me time,
Right.
and I really like, yeah, enjoying with my friends, watching movie, listening to music, and being a human being.
I want to leave everybody with your motto for life, or a quote that you think helped you that might help everybody else. I'm just going to sign off from Dr. Joannie Bewa. She is a Women Deliver young leader. She's a global advocate and an activist and a doctor. And I'm going to leave her with the last word. Dr. Joannie?
I would say that your color, your background, your socio-economical status, your age, your origin do not define who you are. And it is never late to be good, to be best, and to be the brightest.
Fantastic. It has been such a pleasure. Thank you
It's
for
my
your time.
pleasure. Thank you for hosting me, Femi. It's my pleasure.
Take care.